Yeah, we got a new Genesys Points List update, and yeah, I already saw it, and my opinion is not really good. I'm kind of fucked up because this points list, I think it's pretty garbage. I think there's a lot of stuff that's really not addressed in this list. There is some stuff that's actually pretty good, and yeah, I already saw it, and I think yeah, obviously Brennett got slaughtered in this, and that's kind of sad for me, but I think overall this list is kind of bad. Yeah, let's just go through it. We have some stuff that I think is good, which I will tell you, and some stuff that's I don't understand that. We have some changes here. Reversal quiz 200. This was one of those cards where they told they want to change it because of the game flow. It's this one: send all cards in your hand and one on your side of the field to the graveyard. Call the type of the card, spell, trap, and monster on top of your deck, and if called right, exchange your current life points with your opponent's current one. So this was just a quality of life update. They don't want to have confusion with this card, so they just said just go to 100. We don't want this card to be played. DD Dynamite also for burn. Banquet of Millions. Let me take a look at this. I think there was a similar reason. Yeah, banish any number of cards from your extra deck face down, and banish the same number of random face down cards from your opponent's extra deck face up. Until the end phase, you can only activate one Banquet of Millions per turn. Yeah, okay. This is also a kind of weird card they don't want to have in the game so often, so they just limit it to one, basically. Black Garden. I don't really see what was the problem with Black Garden. I haven't seen that. A big hit to Earthbound Immortal. They only want you to play one. I don't know what the problem was with this card, but maybe you guys know it. I did not see it at all being played. They have a hit to Gem Knights, Lapis Lazuli. Yeah, Gem Knight was actually a good deck, so I think that this was the hit for Gem Knight here. But I don't really know how Gem Knight works. I don't know if this has like a big impact, but they only want you to play one of this if you play it. Then also Bielce, of the Diabolic Dragons, goes to 100. They don't want you to play this anymore. I cannot really tell you why. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Maybe that's why, because it's a tower, but there are a lot of worse cards than Bielce. If you take damage from an attack involving this card gains attack equal to the damage you took. I guess it's a tower, but there are way worse towers in this game, right? And they did not address those. Blackwing Assault Dragon to 1, Babel Rose Dragon to 1, Red Eyes Metal Fair Dragon to 1, even Gishki Gastkraken, they don't want you to play that. Gishki Aqua Mirror, Necro Mirror, and Mind Argus, Evigishki Mind Argus, and Evil Swarm Ouroboros from 67 to 100. That's, I think, fine. We don't need this card. Number 69, Heraldry Crest, 1 point. Question to 11, and last turn to 100. Yeah, they don't want you to play last turn. Because they had controversies with that, so they give it to 100. Then we have some cards that are coming back. Metamorphosis from 10 to 5, which is a good change. I think you can experiment a bit with this old card. Then we have Premature Burial. Yeah, I also said that in my prediction that they should go down with this card, and I think this is fair. For 25 to 7 points, I think that's fine. Also, Monster Reborn going to 10 from 15 is also fine. I think this could have been even lower, right? I still would not spend any points on those cards to play them. Why should I spend 7 points on Premature Burial when this could be a whaler, right? So there's no reason to play them if they have points. Mirage of Nightmare, though, they go to 0, so this is a good thing. Now there's actually a reason to play Mirage of Nightmare, and Yeah, it's actually banned in TCG, but now you could consider playing this card. Cards of safe return, they go down from 40 to 33, so you could actually play free. This is, I think, their reasoning in this, so that you could play free, not only one. This is not once per turn, it can have some loops, but I see no deck right now that plays this. Heavy Storm from 20 to 10 is good, because now you could consider playing this card. I think it's even a bit too cheap, but now you could actually consider playing Heavy Storm, so this is a real option now for 10 points. I think that's a good thing. Hobby's Feather Duster, 30 to 15, yeah, why should you spend 15 points when you could just spend 10 points for Heavy Storm? So still see no reason to play Feather Duster if you can just play Heavy Storm for 10 points, so yeah, there's no reason. Lightning Storm 40 to 20, I think that's fine. I think still a bit too expensive. I would not play the Heavy Storm. I would not play Lightning Storm over Heavy Storm if it's 10 points difference. Yeah, you could just go a Heavy Storm, play one for 10 points, and then play three, I don't know, Dark Hole for 3 points each, so then you're still at 19 points. Even that is cheaper than Lightning, so I don't think it's worth to play. Dominus Impulse, they go down from 30 to 25, still not worth to play. Dominus Spiral, they go down to 5. I think that's interesting. This could be worth to play. If your deck can play it, this could be a good option. This is also a really good thing that they're doing. Nibiru, the Primal Being, from 10 to 5. I think this is a super good change, because now there is a real reason to play Nibiru. And it's now cheaper than Whaler, and you could actually play this to stop combo decks, because the combo decks aren't really that strong against Nibiru in this format. So having a cheaper Nibiru is a good check for those decks, so they should have they should have a way through Nibiru. So I think this is a really good quality of life change for Genesys format. Ghost Mono Chill 7 to 3. I think that's a good thing. I also mentioned that they should change this. I think it's a really good change. Now at 3 points, 5 points cheaper than Whaler. This is actually a consideration to play this card, because you could play for 9 points, 3 of this. This is actually a good thing. I like that change. Now you could actually think about including this in your main deck. I really like this change. Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, also to 3. Also a good change, I think, to have this cheaper, so you could include this in the main deck. I think that's also a super good change. Solaris 5 to 3, yeah, doesn't change anything. Baron de Fleur 85 to 80, yeah, why? This doesn't change anything. Upside Goblin 0 to 3, actually a huge change. Now this is not really worth it to play anymore. Burrow Huntsman of the Dark World, also 0 to 3, also not a reason to play this anymore. Pot of Extravagance from 0 to 10, actually interesting. I think that's kind of fine. Some decks could still play this. I think this is still maybe playable in some decks that really want to play it, but it's not an auto include anymore. So I think that's a good change. They found a good sweet spot here with 0 to 10, because now you actually have to think if you want to play this card, but it's not like too expensive that you wouldn't include it at all. Trap Trick 0 to 3, kind of harsh, but okay. Trap Trick is a good card, so that's maybe a good change. Impulse from 0 to 5, but then Airlifter from 10 to 5. I guess, yeah, they just want to hit the Impulse engine. Yeah, they want to hit the Impulse engine, so they go up on Impulse. This was 0 before, and but they don't want to hit Rescue, so they go down on Airlifter from 10 to 5. I think that's fine, a fine change. Dragon's Mind 0 to 7. Yeah, this card is ridiculous. I think this card should have points. Son of Scalding 0 to 5 is fine. Iron Thunder 0 to 5 is fine. Super Police 10 to 13. I don't know why you have to change this. I don't think Super Poly was a problem in this format, because you don't really know what decks you're playing against, and you can't side deck this because you don't want to spend any points in your side deck, so you have to main deck it. But there is not really a good fusion deck that can use this, because they just killed Branded, so why should you change this? I see no reason for that. Goblin Biker Grand Bakeout. I don't think Goblin Biker was a huge problem. I don't really understand why they have to give this points. I think Goblin Biker already has have points. Yeah, they already have on the Grand Entrance 33 points. Now also the Grand Breakout. I think this is actually a hit to Memento, so they cannot easily play this because Memento have a lot of points. So I think, yeah, I see that, but then give Goblin Biker some points, reducing the reducement on the Grand Entrance. Why does this have 33 points? And then they also want to play 3 of this, of the Grand Breakout, so they have to spend 21 more points. I don't think Goblin Biker was a problem. I think this hits them unreasonably hard. So yeah, go up on this, but please go down on this one then. So there's no reason to hit Goblin Biker, because they also hit it with Terratop. I think Terratop hitting is fine because Terratop was used in a lot of XYZ decks, but yeah, why do you kill Goblin Biker? There's no reason. And Nash Knight, actually, I think from 0 to 10 is fine. It's a good hit. Also, Evo Salas is fine. This at 0 was a bit silly, and also Nash Knight at 0 was silly, so I think that's fine. Then they actually slaughter Mitsu. They go Harakiri to 100, and then also Manju and Senju to 1 point, so you cannot search Harakiri anymore. Yeah, then Ritual to 51 and Prayers to 51. Yeah, without Harakiri, I don't think there's a reason to play this deck anymore. I think it's fine that you cannot play Mitsurugi in Genesis because the deck is way too strong for the format, but yeah. Then Utopic Dragonar from 0 to 80. Dragulubion from 100 to 80, okay, and Numeron Dragon from 1 to 21. Crimson Dragon, they actually go down from 100 to 80, okay. This could maybe change something, but Cosmic Blazer Dragon, they go from 1 to 21. They don't want you to play Crimson Dragon and Blazer Dragon in one deck, so I think that's fine. Also, the Sapphire Dragon to 21, they don't want you to play this. The same with Archfiend King Calamity. They don't want you to play this with Crimson Dragon, but I think they thought those were too cheap, and this one was too expensive, so they just changed it a bit around. It's fine. Grisaille Prison was a pretty strong card that also went up in price because of Genesis and also because of the banning of Dimensional Burial. But yeah, this also has now 10 points in Genesis. Kind of fair. This card is strong. Flying Sea, only 7 points. That's kind of interesting. They still want you to be able to lock out your opponent from XYZ summoning, I guess. Okay. Retaliating Sea, also to 5 points. That's, yeah, kind of fine, but I rather want to see those at 100 points. I don't know why you should be able to do that, but now only decks can play that have a cheap engine, so I think that's fine because those are actually side deck cards, and hitting, I guess that's the hit is hard enough because spending points on side deck cards is kind of silly. Vocaliga from 90 to 100, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter at all. All various statues from 60 to 70, I guess, yeah, that's fine. Go to 100, nobody needs barrier statues. Then the next thing that's kind of really important is the next 3 hits. Vanquish Soul Holisu from 10 to 33, I guess that's deserved. Jiaolong from 0 to 11, and Raisin from 0 to 11. Yeah, that's kind of a harsh hit. If you play 3 Raisin, you cannot play 3 Holisu, so you could play 2 Holisu and 3 Raisin, but then you cannot play Jiaolong, so you should play 1 Holisu, 3 Raisin, and then you can also play 3 Jiaolong, but no non-engine. So I think it's kind of hit pretty well, so you could play 3 Raisin, 1 Holisu, and then 1 Jiaolong, and then also have like points for non-engine left. I guess that's kind of fair that they hit the deck like this. That's a good hit. Then they hit Exosister, kind of harsh. Pax to 10, Michaelis to 10, and also Sayori Hime to 5. So if you want to play the full engine, this will cost you 75 points, and you only have like 25 points left. I don't think you have to hit Exosister that hard. This deck can't go second. I don't see this. I don't think this is necessary. I think 5 points for Pax, 5 points for Michaelis, and this 5 points would be enough, right? I don't see that Exosister needs a hit at all. You just have to hit Shifter, but they haven't hit Shifter. spoiler. So I don't really know what they're doing, but okay. Rather hit Exosister than hitting Shifter. Okay, I guess they can still play Shifter in their list, but only Shifter then. But I don't see that. Dynamorphia goes up in the points because of the last turn stuff. They don't want you to play this in Dynamorphia anymore, so they give this 1 point, and the last turn they give 100 points, so you cannot play it together. Then World Legacy Monstrosity and Leviathan Generator Boss of Shadows, they give 1 point because they don't want you to play True King of all Calamities. This is a super good hit, but the next hits I don't really get at all. Treasures of the Kings, 5 points. This is a joke. This is a super... I don't know what this is. This deck is super broken in this format. Why you only give 5 points to Treasures of the Kings? This is like the biggest joke. The Man of the Mark doesn't get any points, and this one gets 5 points. I don't understand this. I don't know. Konami, why you only give 5 points to Treasures of the Kings? This is a joke. Only 15 points. They can still play whatever they want. This is like the I don't know. This isn't even a hit, right? They can play the deck still as before. They just have to cut 1 Ash Blossom. This is a joke. I don't think this is a good thing. I think this is one of the worst decisions ever in this ban list. I don't know. I think this deck was a problem. This problem is not solved at all. This needed at least 20 points, 15 points. I don't know. This is a joke. I don't think this is a good hit. I think this is a big L take on this list. Doesn't make any sense. Same for Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation, 5 points. Why? This doesn't change anything. They can still play the deck like full power. There's even an extra deck monster, so they could cut down on it. You do not lose consistency at all. They can still make a huge board, have hand traps, just cut 1 Ash Blossom, the rest you can play. I don't know, there's also a big L take. This is not a huge hit for this is not a huge hit at all for Archmage. So I don't know, this deck needed a stronger hit. It's way too strong going first. It makes a really strong board. It can now still play a lot of hand traps. This is not a hit, right? This is a joke. This is not a hit. This is a joke. I don't know. I don't agree with this at all. Those 2 hits are just a joke. Those are the only hits to those decks, and it's a joke. I don't like that. Same with Dodo Warrior. 7 points it's not enough on this. This is way too strong to only have 7 points, because they also did not hit the Rongom yet. They just did not touch the Rongom yet. It's still at 31 points. Why? There's no reason. There's no reason why they do not hit the Rongom yet. It has to be 100 points for sure. Why should it be possible to play Rongom yet? There's no reason. This card cannot even be kaiju'd. It's not reasonable. This is like the worst change I've seen ever. Yeah, they have to spend 21 more points on their engine. 21 plus 31 is not over 100. So I don't get this. Yeah, I see you want the Dodo cards be playable. You want to see Automat being a deck, but why then with Rongom yet? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. This super bad change. Big L take. I don't see this. I hate it. I honestly hate it. I think this is a really bad thing. 100 Archfiend Abyss, 0 to 20, I guess fair. And the next thing, Totem Bird and number 3 Cicada King. Totem Bird 0 to 3 and Cicada King 0 to 5. This also is a joke because it's the only hit to the MST archetype. Right? Radiant Typhoon is completely untouched still. Why? This deck is really, really good in the Genesys format. Also with free Pot of Greed, you can do a lot, right? Also with the Runic Engine, it's also pretty strong. And this is not a hit at all. Those are extra deck monsters. They play those at 1, so they have to spend now 8 points. This is not a hit. This is a joke. Right, this will still be one of the strongest decks because now they also don't have to fear Vanquish Soul anymore. So why? This is a huge joke, right? This is not a hit. I think this is a bad thing. They have to hit this deck a bit harder because it will still be insane. 8 points. Who cares, right? Who cares about 8 points if your engine doesn't cost anything? Big L-Tech. I don't understand it. I actually don't understand this. Why this is a hit? This is not even a hit to the deck. It's like an indirect hit. I'm getting angry. This is like a really bad points list. Then Noroi 10 to 15. Yeah, I guess fair. Joku 13 to 15. Werewolf 0 to 10. I think those are good hits. K9 was a bit too cheap still. It could still be played and make strong boards, so I think that's fine to hit this even more, because K9 it's absurdly strong in this format, so those are okay hits. I see this. Then Phantom Fortress Interplatoneer 0 to 13, that's also a good hit, because you can head loop with this with those rank 9 decks, so but I think it's still not enough, but it's a good thing that they hit it. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier 3 to 13. Yeah, I guess that's okay. So you cannot easily build multiple of those. So to have this on a bit higher points, I think that's fine. Then p.u.n.k gets some hits. Foxy Tune to 5. I don't think this is like enough of a hit against p.u.n.k. p.u.n.k was also pretty strong, but it's at least something. But they can still play like full non-engine. But I think p.u.n.k was not a problem. Right, so I think this is fine to have this at 5 points, let us slap on the wrist, and then it's fine. This was not a problem. And also Megalith, yeah, you could do some absurd things with Megalith, so I think this is fine that they get some points. I have to see which one this is. Yeah, it's okay. It's this one. Yeah, this card is absurdly strong. So you can discard one card, add 2 Megalith monsters. This one is at 33 points. I think it's fair. That's totally fair. So I think this is a good hit. Then we'll come to Branded. Honestly, I don't think Branded is actually playable anymore with this change. They got a new card, Fallen the Virtues, to 15. I think this is fair. I would have wished that it was less, but Fallen the Virtues is a generic card. You can play it in every deck, but I don't think 15 is like. I don't think 15 is like okay, because it's now a bit too expensive. But if this was the only problem that you cannot play it in Branded, I think Branded would still be playable. But they got some decreases. They got Lubellion to 33 and Mirror Jade also to Lubellion from 33 to 10 and Mirror Jade from 33 to 10. But they got everything else got increased from Branded. They got Albion from 0 to 20. This is like the biggest problem, because you need at least 2 Albion. Yeah, you could play one, but this is like the biggest bullshit then. I think you need 2 in Branded to play it. This having at 20 is like the worst thing that could have happened. Then we have Ash Dragon to 10, Sprint to 10, Granunyol to 10, Brigand the Glory Dragon. Nobody plays Brigand and Sprint Giantish, to be honest. But and also the Dragon that they're also talking about to 10. All of them go to 10, and the Albion goes to 20. This is like the worst case ever, right? You did not play Brigand the Glory Dragon and Sprint Giantish before, but you would play them if the others are super expensive. But now you cannot even play the cheaper options. So they also take you the cheaper options. They just straight up hate Branded. They don't want you to play it, because they also increase Branded Fusion from 33 to 40. Yeah, this card is insanely strong, but why also increase it? Because the problem right here is, if you play Branded Fusion plus 2 Albion, you're at 80. Then if you want to also play Mirror Jade and also, I don't know, Titaniclad or Lubellion or stuff like that, you cannot play Cartesia anymore because they increased Branded Fusion from 33 to 40, because they obviously don't want you to play Branded anymore. Also, Mercuria from 0 to 5? Like, what? Why? There is like no reason for that. Like, Mercury did nothing wrong. And Masquerade from 0 to 16, I see that they go up from Masquerade because this is a toxic card. I think this is a good change, but the rest, I don't agree with this. I don't see this. I think honestly Branded is unplayable now. I will try to make a list with Branded with these changes, but to be honest, I don't see this being playable anymore. Or if you can play it, it's like the worst thing ever, because they did not go down on any fusion support. As I said in one of my videos, they hate fusions. I don't know why. Uh, Also, they went on the retaliating C. They only gave 5. The flying C they gave 7, right? So they actually hate fusions. I don't really understand this. I don't see this. I also did not see Brand being any problem, right? There wasn't like Brand wasn't like played so much. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. They hit some decks. They do not hit Rongom yet. They kill Brand for no reason. I don't know why. But yeah, let's just finish this. We have some non-changes here. We have reinforcement of the army 40 to 35, doesn't change anything. Italy 40 to 35, doesn't matter. Tanky 40 to 35, doesn't matter. Fossil Dick, I don't know, doesn't matter at all. Nightmare Princess 40 to 20, this could change something, but still, this is like 2 less. You will not play this deck still. Ashina 30 to 13, yeah, I guess, but this should be 0. There's no reason that this has any points. Hidden City to 30 to 13, I think this is fair. This is fine. This was way too expensive. Union Hangar 30 to 25, also, yeah, fine, but still does not change anything. Sword Soul Emergence 33 to 25. No other changes to Sword Soul other than Ashina, but this does not change anything. Like this is not the help that Sword Soul needed. It's a non-change, right? This does not help them. Yeah, this is now a bit cheaper. Maybe you could consider playing 2 or play more non-engine, but Sword Soul isn't playable. Still isn't playable. This doesn't change it. Gladiator Beast 20 to 0. I think this is fair. Also, Playground 33 to 25, but still, why it's so expensive. Also, Gladiator Rejection 15 to 10. Tamer Edition Gladiator Beast goes up. I don't know why they have to hit Gladiator Beast. Let's see this. It's still a fusion deck, right? They hate fusions. Amazing the Battle Ninja goes down. That's good. Also, Armor Ninja goes down from 20 to 5. Those are good hits, but still they have hits, right? I don't see this, but I think it's good that Ninja goes down here to only 5 points. Even though it's a fusion deck, right? Sprite starter from 20 to 10, I guess that's fine. Yubel goes up from 50 to Phantom of Yubel goes from 50 to 76, and Nightmare Throne goes down also. No, this one goes up from 50 to 76, and Nightmare goes down from 50 to 25, also fine hit. But they reduced Grave Skirmer to 0. And also they removed the points from Vanishing Lanios. Yeah, they did not hit the tower, but they go down. All right, I guess. Yeah. Honestly, I think this list is like a 3 out of 10. I don't think they addressed. They made some good changes. For example, I like the changes on Dominus Spiral, on Heavy Storm. I think there's a good change on Nibiru, Ghost Mono. Those are good changes. Then also the Rescue Ace change is a good one. And also the changes to Flying Sea and Retaliating Sea help a lot. The Vanquish Soul hits are good, but yeah, I don't think the rest does like anything good. Also, those reinforcement of the army changes, it's like, if it's 30, 40 or 35, doesn't matter at all. This doesn't change anything. Yeah, I don't see those hits. Also, they did not address Lunar Light. Still, the tower is at 0 points. They did not address Super Quantum Tower at all, right? It's still at 0 points. They did not address Shifter, Macrocosmos, Dimension Fissure, anything. They did not go down on Sword Soul. They did not hit Do 7 points is like a joke for Do with the Ornament deck. They also did not go up on Rongom yet. It's still 31 points and playable. They did not change that. They did not hit the Artmage deck hard enough, only 5 points. They did not hit the Radiant Typhoon deck at all. Still, they only hit like the extra deck cards. It's also a joke, right? They did not make Sword Soul playable. I don't like this list personally, and I don't think it's a good list. I don't see this. It's a 3 or 4 out of 10. I think actually, for me personal, this list is horrible because you cannot play branded anymore because they slaughtered it. For me personal, I think this is like a 0 out of 10, right? But if you just see it objectively, I think this is like 4 out of 10. I don't know. I was expecting more. I'm not satisfied with this list. I think Konami could have done way better. I do not think they addressed the decks that has to be addressed, and if they addressed it, it's like a joke, right? And they hit a Vanquish Soul, but this was like the obvious thing. They had to kill Vanquish Soul, but yeah. The rest is like a joke. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Leave me your opinion in the comments. Also, maybe consider subscribing. It would be nice to being a YouTube partner. And yeah, tell me in the comments what you think. Do you think those hits are deserved? Do you think it's deserved that they killed Branded? I don't know. Try to look at it of a standpoint. Do not look at it if you like Branded or not. Just look at the meta and if it was a problem, and I don't think it was at all, so I don't think there was a need to slaughter this deck. All right, see you in the next video. Bye bye.